Hey, just want to start off saying a word. Obviously, this weekend we got the news of a NFL great and legend Jim Brown passing away. I want to say something about it, just and my condolences to his family because of my appreciation for his career and everything he stood for. For me, it's a little personal because I grew up in an era where my dad played against him. My dad was at Penn State when he was at Syracuse, and they're about the same age. And so I literally heard stories of Jim Brown my entire life from my dad. And so when an NFL legend like that passed, I just wanted to say a word and acknowledge him and his career, like many millions of other fans of the NFL and of Jim Brown. Good day today, first day of OTAs. Chance to go full speed, chance to compete a little bit more. Our guys did a great job today. We stayed nobody on the ground, right? So I think that's what we're trying to get, where we can go fast, compete, but stay off the ground, keep guys healthy. So I thought in all three phases we did a good job.
What is it that you look for this early in this process?
You know, from an offensive standpoint, you know, we're looking for execution. We're looking for decision-making, timing, and accuracy, you know, the rhythm of the passing game. We talk about route disciplines. That's being at the right spot at the right time. So everything's got to be precise like that. And really at this time, we want to fine-tune that. So I thought we did a good job there. On defense, right, because we're not taking guys to the ground, it's a little bit different on defense. We're looking for coverage disciplines, right? Hey, be at the right spot at the right time. That's the same thing, but we can't see the same finish on defense that we get to see on offense. But I thought the guys did a good job there as well. And then same thing on special teams. You know, I thought Coach Tabor does a good job. We've been drilling things all through phase 2, and now we can put things together and get a couple simulated, get 11 guys on the field and get a good look at things.
What were your observations of your quarterbacks today?
I thought they were really sharp, all three of them. I mean, there shouldn't be, but there weren't very many balls on the ground today. So I thought they were sharp. I thought all three of them saw it well, were good on their decisions, where the ball was going. I thought the ball location, even on the easier throws, was where it needed to be for all three quarterbacks.
Frank, you mentioned three quarterbacks. Is that a number you'll stay at? And was the decision to go to three kind of designed to get young guys more reps?
Yeah, you're right there. And the decision to go to three was to, get Matt more reps at this point, get a good look at Matt. Scott and I have talked about this. We may bring a fourth in for training camp. We'll decide that then. Probably, we'll make that decision as we get closer, and probably would likely do that. But right now, it's a chance for Matt to get more reps.
How did you like the balance with Bryce and Andy with the ones?
Yeah, it was good. Just like we said, we gave Bryce, more reps than Andy, but it's just good. It's really good for Bryce to kind of see Andy handle things the way he's handling them, and obviously Bryce has, picked it up extremely fast. But it feels like we got a good plan and we're doing the right thing.
What did you see?
With the reps that you've seen from Matt Corral so far, what stands out?
I just think he's, good decisions. Good decisions, looks comfortable, feels comfortable. I've told Scott from day one, I think, Matt's been good in the quarterback meetings. So, he's got a good arm. He's a good athlete. This will be a good opportunity for him to get a few more reps. And then really going into training camp, it'll be similar. Even if we bring a fourth guy in, it would be likely that Matt will get a lot of preseason play time.
Separating Matt from Andy and Bryce, that's something you normally see in training camp. Why was it so important to start doing that now and get him all those reps?
We just want to find out who we have. Obviously we as an organization thought pretty highly of him to draft him where we drafted him last year, and and then he got hurt and so didn't get very many reps. And there's no replacing that. So this is really about trying to give him every opportunity.
What is the conversation like with Matt and how he needs to approach his career at this point? Because you draft a guy number 1 overall, you bring in a guy that's seemingly the backup, and he's young as well. How do you handle that with
I had a great conversation, with Matt the other day, and obviously won't go into those private conversations. But Matt's he's got a great attitude about it. His perspective is what it needs to be, and my only 2 cents that I would say would be, you got to play the long game. You got to play the long game. It's a long season. It's a long career. Just do the next right thing. Get better every day. Work hard out of practice, learn this offense, execute, be a good teammate. We play in this league a long time, and this is the same for every player at every position. You do that, and then be ready when your opportunity comes, and make the most of it.
Frank, you mentioned last week that you liked Bryce's command and being able to put these. How did you see that translate over that team and extend with them?
Yeah, I mean, it was 10 out of 10. I mean, and so were the other guys, but just complete command, control, poise. You could tell the way he was seeing it, the way working through progressions, accuracy in the throw, ball placement of the throw was all very good.
In terms of kind of his command of the huddle, stepping in with these veteran players, like what do you look for? What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Over the next couple of weeks?
Hey, listen, I mean, it's not like you guys know. I mean, you guys know as well as I do. It's, there's a play clock running, so it's not like we're getting in here, and giving a sermon every time we step in the huddle. We're getting in there, right, calling the play, and let's go. And it's really more to your point about the feel that you get when the guy steps in the huddle. Does he exude that poise and confidence? And obviously Bryce has been like that his whole career, at every level. You just talk to people and you sense that. So you feel that. Everybody's got a different personality in the huddle. But you don't get caught up in the personality. You're just more looking for it's more about what you feel from the player.
Right, the tight end room has gone under the radar so far. How's Trumbull adjusting to a new system?
I think Tommy's going to fit in very well to what we're doing. In our system, the tight ends we've had some good years, some good production. I really think that, I've talked to the tight ends a number of times about this one-on-one as a group that, that's good. I hope they keep flying under the radar, but I think that room, I'm very happy with that room. The coaches were happy with that room. I think we can have really good production from that position. We need good production from that position. And, there's roles to fill in our offense, in our scheme. And, we as an offensive staff are looking at it. Oh, I can see Ian Thomas doing this. I can see Sully doing this. I can see Hayden, doing all the stuff that Hayden does. See Tommy playing the role that he. I don't want to get into the specifics of those things, but we're excited about that room.
Having been around Terrace for 6 weeks now, what do you think is sort of next for him developmentally?
I just think it's a matter of him getting more play time and making those plays consistently. I think we saw that last year, with the reps that he got, the catches that he had, the big plays that he had. He shows that capacity to kind of be a big play guy. So the next step with every player is always just more reps, more plays, more confidence, where it's like, hey, give me the ball, give me the ball. We always talk about having an unselfish room. We want a very unselfish skill room, but we also, it's a healthy tension. We want the attitude like we're a beast, like I'm a beast. And I want every guy in there to feel like, just give me the ball anytime, anywhere, and I'll win my matchup. And at the same time, feel like, hey, we're unselfish. I'm for my buddy as well.
Frank,
Because of having Bryce work with the first line out there, I think most of the time, will that change, or do you feel like he needs to keep that work with them to develop a continuity?
I think I'm leaving that to Thomas and to Campy to kind of rotate. We said, get the first line with them most of the time, especially the center, making sure we're monitoring who's playing center when he's in there. I think it'll rotate through some, but like to get him with the first line as much. It won't be 100%, but we like to get him with the first O-line.
Frank, Jeremy Chinn had that pass breakup towards the end of practice. What have you seen from him this offseason in that new role, kind of hybrid role?
Yeah, just really embracing his role. It's going to be different, for him. And I'm not, we were talking to EJ the other day, about some other possibilities that, I don't want to go into that right now, but like he's really, listen, I know it's off season. We've only done phase 1, 2. This is just the start, but we're very happy. Everyone knows Jeremy's a really good player. but we're really excited about how he's going to fit into our scheme. And well, I think there's, after talking to EJ, probably there's maybe even more roles for him than what we thought. So he'll play that nickel, but you know, there might be some other things that he can do down the road that I think can help us.
Frank, as much as you'd like to have Brian Burns out there, how much does his absence help get some of those other guys a look?
Yeah, we need those guys need all the reps, and you know, hats off to Brian though. You know, he's really handling it like a pro. He's involved. He's talking to those guys. He's into it. He's staying focused and locked in. So, but it's a great opportunity for those young guys. You know, who's going to play opposite of him? You know, that's a battle. You know, and then up front, you know, you need to rotate guys, right? You need to, and I know he can play a lot, but we need to find out, you know, what kind of rotation we can have. You know, you want to be winning games in the fourth quarter and have great fourth quarter rush. And so if you want that, experience tells you that you got to be able to rotate guys through. So we need to find the starters and the depth that we have at that position.
And then for that position group, to have a guy like Brian who is so young but also so experienced, what kind of asset is that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess what's the surprise? I guess I shouldn't say that surprise, but like I didn't realize what a stud leader he is. You know, that's what I feel from the guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's vocal and he's you know he's a very good communicator and all that stuff, but he's not gonna say a ton. But you feel his presence, right? You feel his presence even as he's injured. You know, when he's out on the field, how he is with the guys. So, really happy about that.
Coach, let's take a couple of more coaching change here. There was an exodus of veteran players who had made up the core of the team
in the middle of the last decade, and over the past couple of years, you've had a new, younger core take its place. So when you look at guys like you mentioned Brian Burns, but also Jeremy Chinn, Dante Jackson, Taylor Moan, etc., how ready do you feel like those guys are to win and to lead the way in winning?
Yeah, I think they're ready, and I think that that's what they and we need to prove. You know, and like you said, you name it, you could probably go on Derek Brown, others. You know, so listen, the guys that I've talked to here, you know, the last couple of years. Listen, this is a crazy league. There's a lot of reasons for a lot of things. So I'm not saying it's any one thing, but you know, sometimes you just need to have that moment where you're just like, enough is enough, right? We're going to start winning, and you know, that's the mentality, the attitude that we want. But what does it take? And part of what it takes is those young players, those young studs being leaders on the field and in the locker room. So that's what we'll look for.
We'll take these last two. Joe?
Didn't see CJ or Hayden today. Everything good with them?
Yeah, yeah. CJ had a personal matter to attend to, and you know, Hayden did have a procedure. You know, he did have a procedure. You know, a sports hernia procedure that he's recovering from. But you know, prognosis is good, and he's on track, and so all good there.
Timeline for that?
I don't know the exact timeline, Joe. It was a while. You know, it wasn't recent that he had it, so I think we're good on the timeline. He's making progress every week. I don't have a date off the top of my head. I'm expected to be back full speed, though.
Last question, Joe.
Joe took it.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Joe.
Thanks, guys.
Got Andy